Do you guys want to just give a rundown of what you do, kind of, and who you are?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
So I'm Jess.
I'm Layla.
So we have Lacunna. It's a health and wellness brand. Like our whole thing is to help motivate and inspire people to kind of be the best that they can be. And that's like around health and fitness. So it's mind, body, and soul, we say. So it's not just, going and put in work with the weights or cardio, but it's kind of just being healthy and aware in all aspects of your life.
Okay.
How was that?
That sounds pretty
That
good.
was
Pretty good?
pretty profound.
She had that
I'm about to start
going.
crying.
Yeah, I know. She had that on deck. I mean, yeah, I think that
Does sum it up.
She covered up like most of like kind of the back end of the brand. Like basically we like to produce dope stuff. We want to really promote health and fitness in a cool, down to earth, genuine way, and
In a different way.
Yeah, and create some cool apparel, make people look sick doing whatever they like to do.
Yeah. Look good, feel good.
The sneaks. I'm looking forward to the Lacuna sneaks.
Oh, that'd be fresh.
Yo, we got some.
We're gonna have to
got my
compete with
dork
York Athletics.
Yeah,
there
York
might be tough.
Athletics.
Shout out to York.
Yeah.
So when you say that Lacuna is like, you got to work on your soul, how do you do that? Honestly,
Good question.
I could use some cleansing, man. I need some help.
I mean, I think like a lot of times like that has like a negative connotation to it. Like people are all like, oh, soulful, spiritual, and it kind of gets like kind of judged upon that you're not really supposed to work on it outwardly. Like people are like, what's this person doing? Like what kind of drugs are they on? Like, so I think a lot of the times like do it. No, seriously, like I get it.
I get what you mean. Like, so
I
it's
say
like
three-
hyper spiritual.
Yeah, I say
Yeah.
3 words about the universe, and everyone's like, Layla, here she goes again. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, what, you're on IG with the motivational quotes?
Yeah, whatever. Exactly. But I think like soul is a lot of it just like looking inwards, like working on yourself inwards. So a lot of time you go to the gym to look good externally, but you don't come home and like sit with yourself for like 20, 30 minutes and just like reflect a little bit. Like that's where like the journaling comes in, like meditation, stuff like that.
Do you
just,
guys
like,
both
chilling.
meditate?
I'm terrible. I can't, but
I
I,
can't
want to
either.
be
It's
able
hard.
to.
I've been getting better, but
I heard-
still I'll try like 3 times a week.
I
It's
heard,
still
like-
hard.
I heard like the richest people in the world all meditate. Like they all have that in common. So I'm like, shit. I
So
have
that's just
to learn
meditating.
how. I have to
that's
learn
what
how.
gets Jess down.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. But I can't shut my brain off for very long.
I
I like
can't either.
try, but yeah, I got to practice that. I mean, I think like one of the biggest things about Lacuna is we didn't want it to be like just for like pros and like have people feel intimidated. Like it's really supposed to be like for regular people that are just trying to find health or fitness in some sort of way. And, like it kind of ties back to like what Lacuna means, like the missing piece. Like for us, that was like running and lifting, but for you, like it can be really whatever.
Moving forward, a lot of what we want to do with the content is push stuff that's super user friendly, like that people can like. That's why we love like Mike Rosa's stuff, because he has like the at home workouts. Like he has
What is
stuff.
going on, Elaine?
Swipe up. It's like our favorite thing. Every time I watch it, every time I watch it, I love it.
It's his
I have
thing.
no
No.
clue how he does it.
You know what? Like that's what I love though. Is like I love it. I watch it and I'm like watch it 4 times. I'm like, oh, I'm swiping
you
up.
swipe
I'm
up,
swiping
swipe
up.
right up.
Oh my gosh. A huge thing that I'm interested in is like genetics, how different
Me too,
everyone's bodies are. Like some people, like keto works for them and they feel great. Do that. Like your body's obviously telling you that feels good. Do it. For me, I just don't see myself like I'm much more carb like heavy and like I like.
You feel more satiated when you eat carbs.
Yeah, and I like quick workouts. Like I like to do like lift supersets, hit like high intensity sprints,
So
stuff
you
like
need
that.
it. Yeah.
I need the carbs. Like
I did keto for a little, but I made like a classic mistake. Was I did it right before I went to Europe. And if anyone's ever been to Europe, every single thing there,
It's
all the
carbs,
time
right?
is carbs. So I think I like shocked my system. So I was like counterproductive. It was fine while I was on it. But then after I was like, oh my God. So my body just was like, what are you doing after that? So I would
it hard-
recommend that
but,
people give it enough time, I guess, if you're going to do it.
Outside of Europe, though, like, was it hard for you to sustain it all?
It like was, but it made me, so I was at home at the time, so I had more access to like groceries. It's like more expensive, I will say, because you can still eat carbs, but it's in like within really like restricted increments. And then on top of that, you like, I mean, it is difficult, but you can still make little things. Like it's you can make like pizza crust, but it's like mostly eggs, and you might use like a little bit of like almond flour.
I know,
And
but
so
you
there's
gotta be
like
really obsessive
yeah,
about your
you
diet to
do.
it.
You have to like prepare ahead of time, and it's pretty expensive to like really do it, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like
you have
most
to
of the
just
people
kinda
I know
go
that
in.
like successfully do keto and are actually in ketosis, like you got to give it time. Like guys hit ketosis way easier than girls do.
But I will say that a lot of people with like the keto diet or a lot of other diets as well, like people practice them but not really do it right. So in that way, like your body's never actually hitting ketosis and you're just basically being unhealthy.
No,
Real
definitely.
quick though, for reference for anyone listening or watching, keto diet is it's a diet where you're exclusively fats, high fat, moderate protein, and little to no carbs, and so your body starts metabolizing fats as your energy source and not glucose or carbs. So it's pretty much, people use it as a way for fat loss, and some people say it gives them like a certain sense of cognition. I personally did not like it.
Yeah. Same thing with the intermittent fasting. Like there's nothing specific that's like if you do intermittent fasting, like that is what's going to help you get lean. It's just the fact that it's probably easier for you to eat less calories in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, but it also provides autophagy. Are you familiar with what that is? It's like cell rejuvenation. So your body, it essentially hits like a short-term keto when you're in intermittent fasting.
Yeah. So
I think it's a lot
most,
different for men than it is for women.
Well,
though.
so I agree. Like I feel better when I do intermittent fasting, and like I like to work out in a fasted state too. Like I have really good workouts early in the morning before I eat. It's just like officially like in straight up. It's not like 100% proven. Like you get the same results whether you were to intermittent fast and whether you were to not, and you're eating the same amount of calories. Like it's just usually what research shows. So like some people like they'll try intermittent fasting because like they hear like certain things.
It's like a trendy,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
right.
like if you're, I'm just going to throw out like a 2,000 calorie diet. If you're eating 2,000 calories in a 4-hour window and you're eating 2,000 calories in a 18-hour window, it's still 12,000 calories and you're still going to get the same results, is what most of the research
Yeah, I know
says.
what you're
I'm sure
saying.
that there's definitely some things, because I think fasting in general has some like awesome benefits. Like I would love to do like a 3-day like water fast. Like people do that, and I think that would.
I just did a 48-hour.
You did?
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you feel?
You literally feel like you're gonna die.
How do you feel after though? Still shitty?
So I've been doing like, I've cut like 22 pounds in the past like 4 months.
for you.
Wow.
Just being like strict, like on like a 20-hour fast, and then I've been mixing in like a 24-hour fast. You don't really notice the difference between 24 hours and 48.
Yeah,
You
I
just
believe
feel
it.
like you become like very just like only cognizant of things in front of you. Like you're not very stressed.
Right.
You just feel kind of like a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
But
it.
you feel like really rejuvenated.
Do you feel like you could still work out just fasting for that
So-
long? I
I
feel
think
like I
you
would be
would.
like super low energy.
So when I did it, I was like, I'm just gonna like schedule a bunch of shit for myself because I'm an animal, right? Like I can handle it fine. But you're literally just like, dude, just like the hours. You're just like watching the hours pass.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think I could ever recommend a diet to someone because everyone's so different. Like I said, like I would never do keto, but just because I would never do keto doesn't mean someone else could. Like there's plenty of research showing that like for some people it's awesome.
I think between the two of us though, we've like cycled back and forth between different options. So like I was vegetarian or like pescatarian, I guess. Technically I was still eating fish up until a couple months ago. And I just like didn't feel like I was getting enough protein for like what I was like
Did you
lifting
feel
and doing
weak?
in the day. Yeah, I just didn't feel like I just wasn't getting enough protein. Like, yeah, you can eat like beans and like veggie
Tofu.
burgers and shit, but like those are not the same macros as you're gonna be getting just by getting meat. But I still don't really do a lot of it. Like something about it just kind of like is a little bit off-putting to me. So
It was more like I was doing it because I was like trying to solve a problem. It was never
Yeah.
really enjoyable. I was like, all right, well,
Right.
I feel kind of crappy when I eat this diet, so then I would switch it up, and then I'd be like feel crappy doing this, and like slowly like trying all these different things. I've kind of figured out like I don't eat super complex. Like I kind of eat
Basic.
a lot of the same things all the time. I just like to be creative with them.
Well, what I
Parody.
liked is you guys had Spotify playlists. That was fire.
yeah, thank you.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah. So it started, I was at the gym one day and I was like running on the treadmill and I was like, damn, I do not want to do this workout right now. Like I need something to push me through. So I think it kind of started where I was running to like the choruses of these songs. So I made a little playlist. I sent it to Layla. I go, hey Layla, like what if we have this idea? And we kind of structured it first
She
with
was like, run to this.
I was
"All
like,
right,
run
deal."
to this, like try it. And I was like, all right, do a sprint during this part, like slow down during this part. And we were like, that's pretty cool. And there's not a lot of people that really have that. So we kind of started making playlists to match like different moods.
How can you differentiate a fitness brand? Like, there's a million. How like do you plan on doing it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll start,
Thanks.
I guess. Yeah, good question. Let's go.
Trying my hardest.
So I think one of the biggest things is that like you see people that are kind of like professional in their area. So like someone that's wicked good at like lifting, like a power lifter, or like someone that knows like how to do yoga, like is super badass at that. We kind of want to combine all of those, and we want to do it in like a very genuine, like welcoming, like non-intimidating way. So we're out there like combining all three of these elements, the mind, body, and soul, and we're here to like deliver solutions for people and like help them find that missing piece and not be like wicked intimidating. And we want everything to come across like super genuine and kind of like mirror our journeys that we're still on.
But another thing, like not only just women entrepreneurs, but women entrepreneurs in the health and fitness industry. Like I work at a gym, and like my boss is always talking about how like there just needs to be more females in the fitness industry, and how it's so needed, and that even guys like know that like women have a different perspective on things. We pay attention to things that guys might not.
And the
so,
health is totally different.
Yeah. And then going into the entrepreneurship, again, like women have a different perception of things, and we pick up on things that guys might not, just like how guys might pick up on things that we might not. But
yeah, and I think like just to chime in a little, like on the business end, like I think we're in a good time right now where it's like a great time to be like woman in entrepreneurship or business or whatever, like power positions, I guess. Just because people are really starting to have that conversation, like diversity is starting to be like, you know, really pushed for. So I think like I know that there's definitely people out there that haven't felt the same way, but I feel like I've almost been pretty fortunate because it's almost like worked to my advantage or our advantage, because when we come out there, people are like, all right, like these girls mean business, and like we, you know what I mean? It's like we are very like proud, and we're pretty assertive like as women. So I think that that's kind of been like a good, and we hope that like message is like kind of passed on.
So what do you guys want to do like coming up?
We have a summer collection launching soon, so stay tuned for that. We have like a new email campaign, the marketing campaign going out. We also are launching an affiliate program. We're already starting to talk to people. It's called the Synergy Studio. So you'll be able to go on our website and find buttons that will lead you to the pages of all the people that like we really like and that inspire and motivate us, whether it's like protein, supplement, apparel.
Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah, no, we haven't had on it, but more personal, like local people that we support, like other influencers, whether it's pages, companies, people, etc. And then we're also launching.
Smart, man. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Thank you. We're also launching like a brand ambassador program as well, just to help spread that. And we're going to be really pushing for like the big Boston reach here. So that's our next move.